What's up, everybody? Um, I know that a lot of people have hit me up and like I ain't seen you post, I ain't seen you do a lot of things on social media lately. Um, Let me tell you why. So for the last about 2 weeks, I've been fighting for my life. Um, been quarantined for 14 days and counting. I tested positive for COVID-19 or coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. I just want to say, don't let any people, place, or thing put your life in danger, ever. Because at the end of the day, they're not in there fighting with you for your life. And I say that to say that I started experiencing symptoms about 2 weeks ago. Started off as a light cough, and I don't really get sick. I try to stay active. I changed my lifestyle over 2 years ago. Working out, going to the gym, all this stuff. After I started experiencing light symptoms, 2 or 3 people that I had been around had tested positive as well. And before I found out I tested positive, when I found out they tested positive, and I already at this point had a light cough, had been coughing up real bloody mucus, I knew it was an issue, so I went and got tested. And then 2 days later, that's when I found out I was positive, and I immediately quarantined. I quarantined in a hotel for a while. However, the first night of quarantine, I would say was the worst night, because it constantly felt like someone was punching me in my chest all night, where I couldn't breathe. That's probably the first time I felt my ribs in regards to pain and the air being taken out, of your body. And all you can do is cough, and every time I'm coughing blood. And anybody that knows me knows that I hate going to the hospital. I mean, over the past several years, I recently consistently started going to the doctor, getting checkups, but the ER, I just dread it. So when you test positive for COVID, they really isolate you, like put you in real isolation. I was in a vacuum room in the ER. That was one. No one could come back there with you. That's two. So, you're already going through an emotional trauma, just, going to get checked out. You know what I mean? So after I get in the back, the doctors come in full PPE. So if you've never seen them in full PPE, this particular doctor came in with rubber gloves on, face shield, everything covered up here, shoes covered, everything, and it really makes you feel alienated. And, it's almost like a robot walked in the room. And the nurse, can tell I was a little agitated with anxiety. I'm still coughing at this point. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I read so many stories about, people who, specifically African Americans who get COVID and they go into these ERs, how, people, they experiment on you, try different things. No one's back there with you, so you'll never truly know. Just a whole bunch of different things I had read, leading up to this. However, they did a chest x-ray on me. Usually when you do an x-ray, they take you to, the x-ray room, bring you back. Since I tested positive, they kept me in the same spot. They took the chest x-ray in the room, and they came back and said, hey, you have double pneumonia. COVID opened you up to double pneumonia. So immediately, I panic even more, because I'm like, at this point, I'm saying, am I going to live? I don't know. You know what I mean? The things that go through your mind in that amount of time, my mom couldn't be there with me. No one could be there with me. Thank God I had a very good friend that, dropped me off at the took me to the ER. However, so once I got diagnosed with double pneumonia, you know, and I'm already positive for COVID, it's just like these phases you go through. Because he said, due to me being active, thank God, my lungs were strong enough to not be admitted. And I'm asking him, so you think I'm gonna live? Like what? He said, well, once the coughing subsides, like we want you to cough because we want to keep your lungs open, but once the bloody mucus is gone and all those things, then that's when you're in your healing stages. So once I get the medicine, I'm anxious. I want to heal now. Like I need the healing in a day or so. That's not how it works. It could take up to 4 to 5 days for the medicine to really take control of your body, you know, which they gave me a medicine called Laflaxin, which I believe eats up the bacteria in your lungs. And then they gave me like Vertessin, which is codeine basically, to take, and drink plenty of fluids, and, you know, walk as much as you can. Of course, be socially distant. All the stuff that we already know. And, you know, wear your mask. And before all this happened, I would wear my mask and, you know, all those things, you know. But if you're exposed to someone that has it, they may not know, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I gotta take this, you know, seriously, you know, because at this point, it's life or death, you know. And I'm not gonna say I'm the most religious person, but I dropped to my knees and I begged God to let me live. God just felt like my work wasn't done here yet, but ultimately that's up to him. Now I'm on, you know, on the end of it, so I'm basically good at this point and not infectious to people. But y'all need to take this COVID-19 so serious, you know, especially if you don't live an active lifestyle. If you do have pre-existing conditions, take it serious. You know what I mean? Because, you know, this is very aggressive. And another thing I'll tell you, when nighttime falls, I had so much anxiety and depression because, you know, your body, you want to rest, you want to go to sleep, right? But that's when the virus seems to take over your body because you're not moving, you're not active, you're trying to shut down, you're trying to rest. And that's when it gets even more aggressive. That's when the wolfing cough comes and the pain, you know what I mean? And you have to fight this by yourself. It's like your body during the time that you're fighting is building up certain immunities and antibodies to this virus, but it's real. And the seriousness is real because it not only takes a toll on you, it takes a toll on your family. You know what I'm saying? Your friends, you know. At first, I, you know, was embarrassed to even tell anybody. You know, even when I was going through it, a lot of people didn't know what was going on because I wasn't communicating with a lot of people. But is that real? Is that serious? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to experience emotional trauma, financial hardship. You know, people can't be around you. So, you know, sometimes, you know, thank God for my friends that knew about it immediately and, you know, dropped things off to me, you know, helped me the best way that they could while keeping safe. All appreciate it. You know, and I want to say I love y'all for that. And, you know, the most hurtful thing is, you know, to see your mom want to do something but can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you don't want to expose your mom, you know, or your parents or, you know, who's close to you. So just take this, you know, very seriously, you know, because my whole life was flipped upside down in 2 weeks, you know. So again, don't let anyone put your life in danger. Any place of employment put your life in danger. Anybody, period. You know, just stay prayed up, you know, at this point. Thank y'all.